just the initial reaction out there where the NFL world is centered at this very moment on the retirement of Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, it comes as quite a shock here at the NFL meeting here in Arizona at the Biltmore. I was just told by Mike Reese that Rob Gronkowski called Robert Kraft here at the Biltmore and advised him that he was retiring before he put it out on Instagram. So it comes as quite a shock to the team.
It sure does, Sal. And obviously they knew that at one point this offseason he was going to make a decision. But I'll just tell you, there were people there inside the building that of late were believing that Rob Gronkowski was more likely to play in 2019 than he was to retire, although it was not a particularly robust year statistically for Gronk. Remember, during the playoffs, he was arguably the most clutch player on that roster, so good in the AFC Championship game. And then the biggest catch of Super Bowl 53 was Rob Gronkowski just about 6 inches away from the goal line. Still some good football left in the tank
there.
Set
up the touchdown to Sony Michel. He had 6 catches for 87 yards in Super Bowl 53. And as Mike Reese just told us a little while ago, Field, Rob Gronkowski was in the Patriots facility at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough this offseason, perhaps getting treatment, leading people to believe that he was going to play in 2019.
Yeah, no, they were, and again, things can change rapidly, and they knew that Gronk, until he had made a decision.
So what's been going on behind the scenes as they've been trying to get other tight ends?
Well, the thing about the Patriots' tight end plan is that they understood that if they got Gronk back, Sal, it would still most likely be a one-year proposition, the final year of his contract, and then perhaps at that point, he walks off into the sunset and he has his opportunity to pursue other things that might be of interest to him. So they have been planning for the tight end position in some ways this offseason to date. The only player they've added there is Matt Lacoste, who previously played with the Denver Broncos. But you can bet, as we are now about a month away from the NFL draft, with a tight end rich class, the Patriots will be in the market for one of these variety of talented pass catchers. It perhaps immediately becomes their top need.
And nobody had a more complex but more important relationship with Tom Brady than Rob Gronkowski, especially throughout this Super Bowl championship season.
Yeah, think about what the word trust has long meant between Tom Brady and his pass catchers. Guys like Julian Edelman of late, but players before that. Randy Moss in his brilliant season, Troy Brown.
But what about his relationship with Gronkowski?
Rob Gronkowski was one of those that you kind of just knew. When you had 87, if he had man coverage, you trusted your instincts. You're throwing the football. You're taking your chances on Gronk at 6'6" and 265 pounds, coming down with the football. You mentioned that throw that set up the Sony Michel touchdown in the Super Bowl. That was one of those where Tom Brady, probably before the ball was even in his hands with the snap, knew it was going the direction of Rob Gronkowski. Third down in so many scenarios in the AFC Championship game. He was money in the bank for the Patriots. It's a big loss for them.
Now, Field, as you know, I'm one of the 46 selectors for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We just put Tony Gonzalez in as a first ballot Hall of Famer as a tight end in 5 years. What do you think? I think that Rob Gronkowski will get serious consideration for a first ballot Hall of Fame tight end.
You know, typically, Sal, and you know this better than anybody, it's not just a measure of your longevity, but it's also your apex, your peak. When you were playing the best football of your career, how did that stack up with other players at your position or in the game?
Right.
And I'm not sure there's ever been a single more dominant tight end than what we saw, particularly in Rob Gronkowski's 2012 season. Just record-breaking years early on in his career. The best version of Gronk might be the best that we have ever seen. 10-year career and a guy that won multiple championships, made several Pro Bowls. I think there's an excellent case, and sometimes, as we know, it's a matter of who else is being nominated. And if you look at the players that have walked away from football this offseason, I think Gronk is right at the top of the list.